Story 1. The visitor on the third night, There are stories you read online and you only half believe them. You tell yourself they're probably exaggerated or completely made up. But this one stuck with me because it happened to someone I know. Not a friend of a friend, someone real. My cousin Julian. This happened in 2009, in a small, quiet village hidden in the Cevennes Mountains in France. Julian was 23 back then. He had just gotten a seasonal job as a night caretaker at a remote campground. The kind tents, a few bungalows, all surrounded by forest. It was September. The season was almost over, and the place was basically empty. The owner told him, "You stay here for the next 3 weeks, clean up, keep an eye on the equipment, and you can sleep in bungalow 3. Easy, he thought. He was getting paid. He had a bed, a kitchenette, peace and quiet. Julian liked being alone. Books, podcasts, no cell service, no Wi-Fi, just the woods and the wind. But peace wasn't what he got. Night 1. The sound Julian settled into bungalow 3. It was small, but fine. A bed, a table, a kitchenette. He spent the day cleaning, organizing, picking up trash. That night, he cooked some pasta, read a little, and went to bed. Around 2 a.m., something woke him. A soft sound. Knock, knock. He stayed still. It wasn't loud, just like someone gently tapping on the outside wall. He told himself it was a tree branch or an animal. He listened, silence. The next morning, he checked outside. Nothing. No marks. He shook it off. Night 2. The shape, same time, same sound. But this time, it came from the window. It's a small window in the back, facing only the woods. He froze. No wind, no animals. It's just that slow, deliberate knock-knock. He waited. It stopped. Curiosity got the better of him. He tiptoed to the window and lifted the curtain slightly. A figure. Blurry, motionless, just a few meters away. Watching. He jumped back. Grabbed a kitchen knife. When he looked again, it was gone. Night 3. Inside, Julian was on edge. He tried to convince himself it was in his head. But on the third night, it escalated. 1. He woke up in a cold sweat. Not from a sound. From a presence. Opened his eyes and saw the figure inside the room. It stood near the door. Tall. Still. Just watching. He couldn't move. Couldn't scream. Total panic. And then, the radio he left on at low volume suddenly blasted loud rock music. The figure vanished. Julian jumped out of bed, turned on every light. Nothing. The door was locked from the inside. No signs of a break-in. He stayed outside until sunrise, under a flickering street lamp, shaking. The secret of bungalow 3. The next day, he called the owner, demanding to leave. "Hey?" And the guy said something strange. "You were in the 3? Damn. I should have put you in number 5. Eventually, he confessed. Years ago, an ex-military named Vincent had lived there as a caretaker. One day he was found dead in his bed. Official cause? Heart attack. But the bed was covered in scratch marks. And the walls had black handprints no one could clean. Since then, no one liked staying in bungalow 3. But over time, the story faded. Until Julian spent 3 nights there. He never went back. Still sleeps with a light on. Story 2. The man in the walls ever feel like you're being watched at home? It's like something's off, even when everything seems normal? Sometimes you're right. It's happened in Colorado in 2007. A woman named Claire moved into a cozy little house with her boyfriend, Hugo. Nice neighborhood. Classic 2-bedroom with a stone basement. Almost immediately, weird things started happening. Small items disappeared. Cutlery, a toothbrush, batteries. Claire heard footsteps upstairs while she was alone downstairs. Not Creek's footsteps, regular, measured too. She searched the house, empty. Then one night, she heard the footsteps again, but this time above the living room ceiling, part of the house with no attic. Terrified, she called Hugo. He rushed home. They found nothing. A few days later, Hugo found a diary hidden between floorboards in the attic. Written by a young girl. He doesn't know I sleep inside the wall. I carved a space behind the basement. I come out when he sleeps. I take what I need. Chills. Hugo remembered feeling a draft in the basement. So they went down. In the far wall, they tapped on the bricks. One section sounded hollow. They broke it open. Behind the wall was a tiny hidden room. Inside, a mattress, food cans, a photo of Claire recently taken. Police were called. They found fresh footprints inside the walls. No signs of entry from outside. The cop said, "Whoever this is, he's been living here. Probably watched you sleep." Claire and Hugo moved out immediately. The real twist came weeks later. In 1993, a woman named Marlene went missing in the same house. Her teenage son, Jeremy, was sent to foster care. Police searched, but never found Marlene. Turns out, Jeremy never left. He lived in the walls for over a decade. He knew every inch of the house, came out at night, watched new families. And when he saw Claire, he started writing a new diary. He vanished after they found the hideout. He was never caught. Claire changed her name. Lives in New York now, still checks her walls before bed. Story 3. The house with the well. When you're hunting for a rental, you usually ask about rent, location, or noise. You don't usually ask, has anyone ever been locked up here for 10 years? But maybe you should. Emma, 22, found a cute country house near Nantes. Cheap rent, a garden, a cellar, and a little shed in the back. First nights were okay, but then she started hearing dull thuds. Like thump, ... thump, ... coming from the basement. Always at the same time, 3:47 a.m. She thought it was pipes, maybe an animal. But then she noticed a strange part of the cellar wall. Newer bricks, no mold, and a metal grate, cemented shut. She called the landlord. He waved it off. Old renovations, nothing weird. But Emma dug deeper. Online, she found a 1990s article with a photo of her house. Headline: 14-year-old Lucy D vanishes. Last seen near family home. Emma nearly dropped her phone. Lucy lived in that house. Last seen talking to a man in a long black coat. Nobody was ever arrested. Emma couldn't let it go. One night, she bought a sledgehammer and opened the wall. Behind it, a hidden chamber, barely big enough to stand. In the center, a stone well. It's not for water. She found a child's shoe, a bracelet, and a dusty diary. Panicking, she called the police. They lowered a camera into the well. Inside, a mattress, bones, chains, and hair. Where they found Lucy's body. DNA confirmed it. She had lived down there for years, fed through a bucket, beaten, left to die. And in her diary, she wrote, "I talked to the man in the shed. He says I'm safe here. Says the world is worse than the dark." The old shed behind the house, still owned by the original landlord, a 70-year-old man. Police searched it, found videos, diaries, recordings of Lucy crying. He confessed. He had kept her hidden for years, convinced he was protecting her. He walled her in when she got sick. Emma moved far away. Sometimes she still wakes up at 3:47 a.m. hearing soft thuds in the dark. And once, she said something that stuck with me. I think Lucy woke me up. She wanted someone to find her. 3 stories. All real, or based closely on real cases. And the scariest thing, no ghosts, just people.